Today, I knew exactly what I needed to go ahead and get done. I wasn't confused about anything. I wasn't lost in the sauce. I wasn't sitting there like, what exactly should I be doing? I knew. And still, I didn't do it. I waited. I continued, to go through Twitch, say my hellos, continue to do something else. I deserve to take a break. I deserve some me time. I deserve to play my game a little bit. And then suddenly, it's later. And now, like, back's against the wall, borderline stressed because now I have to do it, right? And I just be sitting here like, why do I do this to myself? Like, seriously, why? And it's not like I'm a lazy individual. That's what makes it worse, because I know I can lock in. I do it every day. So why, why am I this way? I wake up, go to work, do what needs to be done. I handle my responsibilities even on the days I don't feel like it, even on the days when I'm tired, even on the days I'd rather be doing, anything else. I still have to show up, and I do. So it's like, I know I have discipline in me. I've seen it. I've had to use it, just not for myself. And, that's the part that really pisses me off sometimes, really all the time, because how is it I can give structure to something that pays me, but when it comes to my own life, my own goals, my own ideas, now it's optional. Now it's negotiable. Now it's like, I'll go and get it later. I don't have time for it. Maybe, when I feel like it. Let's be for real. Because sometimes I catch myself low-key envying people who just, fall in line. Not even in a judgmental way. Just like, dang, you just wake up, go to work, do your job, clock out, and that's your life. No overthinking it, no back and forth with yourself all day, no mental tug of war. You just go and do it. And I'm not even saying that they're happy doing it. I'm just saying they're consistently doing it. They don't have to convince themselves every day. They don't sit there negotiating with their own brain like, okay, I'll do it in 10 minutes. Okay, after this one more. Okay, tomorrow for real this time. Like, that part, it looks peaceful, because me, I know exactly what I need to do and still sit there like, yeah, but not right now. Until not right now turns into, oh, now I have to. And that's when I move. That's when I lock in. That's when I focus. That's when I become the version of myself I actually like under pressure. And I had to sit with that for a second, like, wait. So I don't have a discipline problem. I have a pressure problem. Like, I don't move until something is on the line. Time, money, deadlines, consequences. That's when I become her. And it's crazy because she does exist. She's real. She gets things done. She doesn't complain. She doesn't overthink. She just moves. But only when she has to. So now I'm sitting here like, what does that say about me? Because it's not confusion. It's not like I don't know what to do. It's not like I need more information. I don't need another video. I don't need another plan. I don't need another how-to. I don't need another brainstorming session. I know. And I think that's what makes it harder, because it's self-awareness without alignment. And it's like, imagine knowing exactly who you could be and still choosing not to be them unless something forces you to become them. It's a different type of frustration for me. And I think maybe I'm not the only one who feels this way. Like, we don't lack discipline. We've just trained ourselves to only respect discipline when it comes with consequences, because that's how we grew up. School had deadlines. Jobs have schedules. Bills, they got their due dates, don't they? Everything that matters came with pressure. So now, if there's no pressure, it doesn't feel urgent. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like it has to be done right now. So we don't move. And then we sit there later like, dang, I could have been done this. I could have been ahead. I could have been further along. Could have been, should have been, But instead, we start under stress again. And it becomes another cycle, a quiet one. Because from the outside, it doesn't look like anything. We're still functioning and we're still handling life. Right? But internally, we know. We know we're capable of more. We know we're playing with our own time. We know we're delaying our own process. And that's where that feeling is coming from. Not guilt, not even shame, just freaking frustration. Because it's like, why do I need something to be on the line to show up for myself? Why do I give my best energy to things that, pay me, but hesitate to give that same energy to things that could actually change my life for me? And I don't have some perfect answer. I'm not about to sit here like, yeah, and then I fixed it and now I'm consistent every day. No. Cut the BS. But I do think the first step is just seeing it for what it is. Not calling myself lazy, not making it a personality trait, just recognizing what the pattern is. Like, oh, this is what I do. I wait until I can't wait anymore. And maybe the shift isn't becoming some perfectly aligned person overnight. Maybe it's just catching yourself earlier, catching your habits so that you can learn to unlearn them. Like, instead of waiting until the pressure hits, you move a little bit before it gets there. Not everything, just do something. Because I think we make it bigger than what it is. We think we gotta wake up and become a whole new person, whole new routine, whole new lifestyle. And then when we don't, we fall right back into the same cycle. But what if it's smaller than that? What if it's just doing the thing you said you were gonna do before it becomes stressful? Just once. Just that moment that you tell yourself in a minute, you immediately negate that and just go ahead and do it. Just once. Just this time. Go ahead and do it. Then next time, do it again. Then again. And building from there. You just are building the muscle. Because the version of ourselves that we keep waiting for, they already exist. We've already seen them in action. We've already been them before. We've already gotten the things done. And I don't think it's laziness. I really don't. Because if we're being real, we know how to show up. When something's on the line, we know we move different. Let's talk about the deadlines, when money's involved. Somebody's expecting something from us, we get it done. Somebody's depending on us, we get it done. No hesitation, no overthinking, no dragging our feet. So it's like, we know how to be disciplined. We just don't choose it unless something's there holding us accountable. And that's the part that's kind of interesting to sit with. Not even judging it, just being able to notice it. Like, why does it take that pressure for us to become the version of ourselves we already know exists? Because that version is real. We've seen it. We've been it, just under certain conditions. And maybe that's the real conversation. Not how do I become disciplined, but why do I respect discipline when something's on the line? Because when it's just us, our own goals, our own time, our own life, now it's flexible, now it's negotiable, now it's I'll get to it. And that's where things start feeling off. Not because we don't know what to do, but because we're not treating ourselves like something that requires consistency as well. So maybe it's not about becoming somebody new. Maybe it's just about starting to show up for ourselves the same way we do when something else depends on it. Not being perfect, not making it happen overnight. Just a little more intentional. But even that sounds simple when you say it out loud, because being intentional is cool until it's inconvenient. Like, it sounds good in theory until it's just you, your thoughts, and the things you said you were gonna do. No boss, no deadline, no consequences, just you. And that's where it gets real quiet, because now it's not about time. It's not about resources. It's not about knowing what to do next. It's about, do I respect myself enough to follow through when nobody's watching? And I think that's the part nobody is really focusing on, because it's easier to say I need motivation or I just gotta get in the right mindset. But if we're being honest, we don't wait for the right mindset when it's something we have to do. We just go ahead and do it. So what makes what you gotta do now any different? What makes a job worth showing up for every day? But our own life gets the I'll get to it version of us. And I don't even think it's because we don't care. I think it's because we've been trained to respond to consequences, not commitments. Like, if nothing happens when I don't do it, then it doesn't feel urgent. If nobody's checking for it, it doesn't feel like it's required of me. But that's kind of wild when you really sit with it, because the only person who actually has to live with those results is still you. And I think there's a disconnect there. We treat external things like they matter more because they come with pressure. But the internal stuff, the personal goals, the things we said we wanted for ourselves, they don't come with alarms. So they get pushed back. And over time, that adds up. Not in loud ways, not in everything is falling apart type of way, just in those subtle ways. Why do I feel behind in my own life type of way? And I don't think the answer is to suddenly become a perfect part of you, or a perfect version of yourself, or to wake up tomorrow and be this hyper disciplined version of yourself as well, either. I think it's smaller than that, more honest than that. Like, catching myself in the moments where I'm about to say I'll do it later, and just not letting myself off the hook so easily. Not being harsh to myself, not beating myself up, just being aware enough to realize this is one of those moments. Because those little moments, they're not little. That's literally where life is being shaped. Quiet decisions over and over again. And I think once we begin to see it like that, it's hard to unsee. It's not about becoming somebody new. It's about realizing you've been that person already, just not consistently. And maybe that's the shift. Not I need to be disciplined, but I need to stop acting like I only deserve structure when something else is benefiting from it. Because your life, that should count too. And if you really sat through all this and let it land in the way that it was supposed to, yeah, you get it. And if you made it all the way here, you're not just watching, you're a grateful heart. And I appreciate you for staying here with me. I love you. And I'll sit with you in the next one. Peace.